for some few months now, I've been led to getting involved in the stem cell research with respect to the knowledge gained from this wonderful company. I'll be answering your questions shortly. I just want to quickly share this. I did a research work that is in Europe. You can just Google re-evaluation of the diabetes mellitus management in Nigeria using mechanized herbal extraction technology. Is there. But I remember something vividly while carrying out that research. I encountered a pharmacist who was using this product. And he challenged me that even though I'm going to get a good result, I'll get a better result with Superlife products. Back then I thought he was just joking. I finished my research work. It was accepted in Europe. It's there. You can Google, you can just enter my name, you see it there. And I came back and I picked up the challenge with him. And to be candid, I discovered that even though I was getting good results from my own research, we were getting better results with Superlife. Coming to your question, how do we handle treatment with stem cell technology? Now, for us to understand this, as far as HIV, I was so interested when my colleague mentioned the issue of HIV. I got so excited because that's my display. Now, for us to understand HIV treatment using stem cells, we need to understand what are the pharmacies currently using for HIV treatment. We all know they are using antiretrovirals, true of course. Now, the antiretrovirals they are using are multi-dimensional. They don't just give antiretrovirals. Pharmacists and medical doctors alike give antiretrovirals to stop the HIV at 3 different stages. 1, don't forget, let me just do this quickly if I have time. The HIV virus is an RNA virus. We, the human beings, our body is completely a DNA body. We must get that fact clear. Now, how on earth will an RNA virus succeed in subduing a DNA body? Now, it does this in 3 ways. Once it enters your body, it goes straight and targets your CD4 T cells. Now, why that? Your CD4 T cells are like your chief of army staff, chief of air staff, chief of naval staff. They are the ones that command other cells. So destroying that particular ones means you're finished. They are going directly for the chief of army staff, chief of air staff, chief of naval staff, the major defense of your body. So once it gets there, what does this virus do? Don't forget, it's an RNA virus. The first thing it wants to do is that it wants to bind with your CD4 T cells. On the surface of our CD4 T cell, please just follow my drift. I'm coming to stem cell. On the surface of our CD4 T cells are what we call receptors. We have the CCR5 receptors on the surface. They are proteins. Now, what the HIV virus does is that it releases a glycoprotein that binds with your CCR5 proteins on the surface of your CD4 T cells. And once this happens, it gains entry into your cells. And once it does that, what does it do? Don't forget, it's an RNA virus. It will want to do what is called reverse transcription. It wants to make a copy of your DNA so that it can finish you. So once it enters, it looks at your cells and now uses the reverse transcriptase enzyme that it possesses to make a DNA copy of your DNA. Are you getting it? Converting itself from an RNA to a DNA. And once it does that inside your cell, it does not stop there. That's the stage. The first one is binding, second one is reverse transcription, the third one is integration. It will want to enter your nucleus. I remember when our chief pharmacist was talking, Dr. Chuks here, he talked about the nucleus. Now, once it enters, it utilizes what it calls the integrase enzymes, and it enters your nucleus. Once it does that, it begins to multiply. Why? Because it is now a DNA, it has succeeded in making a DNA copy. So your body will think it's your normal DNA cells. No, it's a very dangerous cell. It begins to affect every other part. Now, so the drugs the pharmacists and the doctors give hopes to stop HIV patients from coming down with AIDS at these 3 stages. So they make use of these 4 categories of drug. Either they are using protease inhibitors, the pharmacists are here, they know them, integrase inhibitors, or they are using NRTIs, that's a non-nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors, or NRTIs, nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors. So pharmacists, hope I'm correct? Good. Now, once they do this, this is what they use. But the question is, you will still be having the virus even when the viral load has dropped. But now, this is where stem cell, the question you're asking, where does stem cell now come in? Where does stem cell now come in? The stem cell technology, especially from that of Superlife, we have discovered from research that there are human beings without the CCR5 receptors. I'm sure you must have encountered human beings, men who had HIV, slept with their wife, and their wife never had the disease. True or false? And their children never had the disease. The reason was because the woman's CD4 T cells never had the CCR5 receptors. So once the HIV virus cannot bind on your CD4 T cell, you can never come down with HIV. Now the good news is that for those who have the CCR5, does it mean that they will continue to have the HIV? We don't say go and expose yourself, but in case you do, this product has the potentials of proliferating more of your stem cells. These products, because they are plant-based, they will go proliferate your stem cells. We have so many stem cells in the human body, maybe later on we'll talk about it. And once it does that, it now makes your CD4 T cells to become very virulent. It becomes what? Very virulent. Virulent against diseases, including HIV, including what? HIV. You do not have, you have the CCR5 receptor. This one now makes it virulent to prevent what? Binding. And once the virus cannot bind, that means it cannot enter. And once it cannot enter, it cannot carry out reverse transcription. Once it cannot do that, it cannot enter your nucleus. Then you become free. Thank you.
Are we learning or are we learning? Dr. Mayo, I'm ready for this. Who you are, I will learn. So, doctor, what are the potential benefits of and risk also of using stem cell based products in medical treatments and therapies? Benefits and risks.
Thank you. When we say stem cell, the question is what is stem cell? We need to understand what stem cell is before talking about the risk or the advantage, the disadvantages. Of course, they are more specialized cells. When we were all made, the process started somewhere. It started from a man and a woman. After ejaculation, there was sexual activity. There was stem cell, there was sperm cell, and there was also the egg. So two of them come together. That's where stem cell started from. So this sperm that we are talking about and this egg we are talking about, two of them come together and a process begins. The process that began was the process of stem cell. Then from there, we have, in elementary biology, we were taught about mitosis and meiosis, and the process continues and breaking down. Then we were unspecialized. Those cells that were formed. After a while, these cells that were formed started becoming specialized cells. So when we say stem cell, we are talking about cells that are unspecialized. Now, for example, when we have a plant, as a naturopath, I will talk more on plants. Now, when we have a plant growing, the newly formed leaves of those plants, they are actually stem cells coming up and they keep growing. Now, we now have two forms of stem cell. We have the plant-based stem cell and we have the animal-based stem cell. Now, both are beneficial, but one has advantage over the other. The plant-based stem cell, for example, a plant can grow for 1,000 years. As you take the fruit, you cut the stem, you break it down, then it grows again. There is a saying in my dialect, meaning when you cut a leaf, when you cut a tree rather, after a while, the tree grows again. It might not grow from the same point you have cut it from. It can grow from the other side. And after years, you see that same tree that was chopped off becomes a big tree again. Now, bent this time around. Now, the point is, we are talking about stem cell. So, in plant-based stem cell, the advantage is those unspecialized cells, they have, I'm not going to use too much technical terms. Let me explain it in a layman's language. Now, these plants you see grow again. Once those cells are harvested and are used as products, like we have in Superlife, this product, when you use it into our body, what it does is those cells are just available there. They are available to become any cell found wanting, any tissue found wanting, any sick tissue in the body. Unlike animal cells, unlike animal stem cell too works. But the limit of that is once it has been taken from liver, for example, is a stem cell. So it's going to produce a cell of the liver. Unlike plant cells, stem cells now, when you take it in, if it is the eye that is needed to be corrected, it forms the cell for the eye. If it is the liver, it becomes the liver. If it is the bone, it becomes the bone. So, like I said, that it is plant-based. So this is majorly the advantage of the plant-based stem cell. Thank you.
I feel like we should have this interactive section like this. I want you to know that we are live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook right now, on some other platforms. I wish we could have these sections maybe once every quarter. Yeah. Because we are getting to know a lot. The examples you're giving us, the way you are breaking it down, you are making us understand as though we're professionals, because we need to have clear understanding to be able to save lives. That's our business. And so we don't have so much time, even though we have a lot of questions for each and every one of you. I've just been told that I have just 5 minutes left. I would love to do my thing and just keep talking, have you educate us on what we have to wrap up now. So I would like each of you to give us your final thought. Now, I know you've prepared for us. Please, I want to start with the only lecturer in the house. Yes, sir. So, what do you have to say in closing now? In closing, what would you like us to take home from this program today?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to give a very great kudos to Superlight for organizing this very talk. But I'm a botanist. I want to say at this very junction that plant is very important. Plant is very important. And there's something that I would like that personally, actually I would have loved to talk about. You know, plants are very sessile. As in they come from, they can jump from a position to another. So therefore, they must, have a way to adapt to their external environment. And now in that process, they actually make some substances, which normally we extract from them as our natural extract. But for stem cells, the stem cell concentrate is more active than natural extract that we extract from plants. So that is one benefit of what the Superlight people are doing. God bless you. So let's take plants here. There is no plant that's not important. When the Lagos State started saying, publicizing that we should plant trees and everything, from plants is, are the ones that helps us to cleanse the atmosphere, bring in the oxygen that help us to produce, and again, and again they help us to load the CO2 that we release outside. So they cleanse the atmosphere for us. God bless you. Thank you.
Over some promises. All right, thank you very much. When I started earlier, I said the future is here. And the reason is because the virtue of human activities, industrialization and science and technology, we have altered the natural system that God has designed. What stem cell is going to do is to take us back to that original form, where the stem cell, where the embryo, everything about life begins from starting, can generate life. It's more or less called genetic medicine. So that by men taking products like STC, we are beyond the fact that we are trying to target a particular problem, whether cancer or an ophthalmological problem, your eye problem, or liver problem. What it's going to do is that it ensures that your overall health is taken care of. And so you should be proud of what you're doing right now, because by the time you continue with this advocacy, I can tell you that we will be raising a very healthy world. I'm encouraging the organizers to do it very passionately, because when God created man, placed man the Eden, and the command he gave man was that man should eat of every herb, plant. He never mentioned animal. And the average age of men that lived at that time, right from Adam to Enoch, was about 890 years. When man moved from eating of the plant to the eating of animals after the Noah's flood, right? What happened? The lifespan of man moved the downward slope from about 900 to less than 100. What were they eating at that time? Plants. Super Life, what is it right now? It's taking us back to Eden. The more of the Super Life we take, the more we go back to that old form. Thank you very much.
Is it working?